Hello friends, happy Saturday. Okay, so wait for everyone to get here and then we'll get started. So first things first is I, excuse me, have been, what am I even saying? First things first is shaking up your foundation. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and write the shopping link right here in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and pin this here. Okay, so that's where you can find all the makeup that I'm going to be sharing about. So with the new foundation, some key things on getting like a really flawless finish is primer and setting spray. So I always tell you guys to do my routine, which is setting spray, primer, setting spray, and then we're going to go in with our foundation. The more you shake it, the better the coverage is going to be. So if you aren't loving how the coverage is, I urge you to keep shaking it. They tell you to shake it up for 30 seconds. So I feel like no one shakes it up that long. And if you do, you'll definitely see a huge difference. Hi guys, Tennessee, Maine, awesome. Where else is everyone from? Is it cold yet where you are? It's gonna be in the 90s today here in San Diego. I'm like, where is fall? Where's fall when you need it? Good afternoon, hi guys. So we're going to do some fall type makeup today. If you missed it, the October special is now out and available, and it is so good. It's our new eyeshadow palette 9, which is so amazing. It's perfect for beginners and like for really anyone, but why it's so good is because it has this cool like kind of technology in it that no matter where or like how you turn the palette, the three colors go together. Because when you're doing eyeshadow, you typically want to do a neutral, a dark, and a light color. And sometimes it can be kind of confusing when you're putting on your eyeshadow, like, oh, does this color go? Does that color go? So what's cool about the new eyeshadow palette is it takes all the guesswork out of it. You know that all the colors go together, and no matter which way you turn the palette, they all work together. So I think that's really, really cool. I think that it's the perfect selection of colors. They're good neutrals. And whether you're like a huge eyeshadow buff or like not at all, you'll find a color. So here, no, not shake the setting spray. Shake the foundation is what you want to do. So what I did here is I only did one side of my face because I want to show you guys the amazing coverage of this foundation. So I'm wearing the Serum Plus foundation from Unique. I'm wearing it in the shade Eyelit, and I applied it with our Kabuki brush. And here I've done one side, and here I haven't done the other. Click the little thumbs up, not the mad face, if you see the difference. It is the softest coverage you will find in foundation, I promise you. It feels like nothing is on your skin. It has no fragrance. It is so sensitive. It's so, so good for all skin types, whether you have oily skin, dry skin. Does not matter. It is phenomenal for coverage. So the other factors that I really love about this foundation is the fact that it has sodium hyaluronic acid in it. Hyaluronic, not hyaluronic. And that is an ingredient that helps to retain moisture in your face, and it also helps to give your face like a plumpness effect. So it kind of fills in those fine lines and creases. So if you have a lot of loss of elasticity in your skin, you have a lot of fine lines and wrinkles, you have skin that just you feel like you want to be more plump, this foundation is going to be the perfect foundation for you. And it's super good for oily skin combination and dry skin because it doesn't dry into a powder finish, so it's good for dry skin. It also doesn't dry into a satin finish, so it's good for oily skin. It's good for everyone along the board, which is crazy because it's so hard to find a foundation that works for every skin type. So now we're going to go ahead and go in with just a touch bit more. And what I like to do with this is I'll just use like the teeny tiniest amount on my skin. And again, this was called the Serum Plus foundation, and this is by Unique. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply just like this. Good afternoon, sharing the video with my niece. Awesome, thank you for sharing so much. If you've been watching me for any amount of time, does anyone remember how bad my dark circles used to be? I used to wear color correctors, which if you don't know what color correctors are, it's basically like orange. You like paint your under eyes orange. It's crazy. And it dilutes like dark circles on your under eyes. I used to have to do that. I used to have to do like all these different steps to make my under eyes not like pop out through my foundation. And I finally don't have to do any of that. I haven't had to do any of that in a really long time. The foundation is going to last you probably around like, I use it like 5 to 6 days a week, this foundation. And I've had it now for over a month and it still feels full. So from my estimation from using these products for so long, I'm going to guess that it's going to last you around 9 months, which is a really long time for foundation because you don't use or need a lot of it for the coverage you get. And I love full coverage, meaning that I like wearing a lot of it. So most people are more of like a light coverage wearer, so you're going to even use less. What was I saying? Oh, dark circles. The Unique Eye Cream. That's all you need. The Unique Eye Cream, I actually talked about it on my Instagram stories this morning. It is so good. I put it on my under eye and my laugh lines every single morning and nighttime. I use it twice a day and I only have to buy it every 6-ish months. Because you use like a dime size amount on your ring finger, you apply it. It has peptides and caffeine in it, so it actually just like firms up your face. It's so healing, especially for dark circles. So now I'm going to go in with my concealer. This is another product that's really amazing for dark circles because this also has caffeine and peptides in it. So this is not only going to give you really good coverage for your under eye, but it's also going to be very healing too. So that's what I love about this brand. Not only are you getting good makeup and good coverage, but you're also getting skincare infused in your makeup. So not only are you nourishing your skin at night, because we should all be having a kick butt skincare routine. If you do not, message me today and let's get you set up with a good skincare routine. But now we're nourishing our skin during the day too. So our skin is just going to look better and better and better the more we use it. Yay, during the sale, haven't seen it. Yay, awesome. So excited to see how much you love it. I've been loving your guys' reviews and before and afters in the foundation. Everyone looks so stinking flawless. It's crazy. All right, so concealer on. I went ahead and applied it with our blending buds. So these are my favorite way to apply foundations and concealers because they're a little bit more dense than your everyday beauty blender. They really compress the makeup down in a place. So instead of your foundation looking like it's just sitting on your skin, it really looks smooth and soft on your skin. So you're not going to see your large pores. You're not going to see these little fine lines everywhere. It's really going to make everything look super soft. So highly recommend to grab these. If you're not sold on the foundation or concealer yet and you haven't tried the blending buds, I really encourage you to grab them. They're going to be underneath the more tool section in the little hamburger option. It's like 3 little lines. You click that. Yay! I can't wait to hear how much you guys love it. So the October special is any, let's see. It is any eyeshadow brush, the eye primer, the brand new eyeshadow palette. This is not it, but I'm recreating. And then 2 lip products. We also launched a bunch of new lipsticks, the creamy line, and yeah, right? Eyeshadow brush and free shipping. Eyeshadow brush, eye primer, 2 lip products, and the palette. And the palette is the Addiction Palette 9. It's brand new, and it is so good. I talked a little bit about it in the beginning of this tutorial. The reason why it's so cool is no matter which way you turn the palette, all 3 of those colors go together. So it takes the guesswork out of putting on your makeup. So good. All right, so now we have concealer foundation on. Now I'm going to go in with my setting powder. So I popped the cap off mine using a butter knife, just like that. But you can do it. I've heard people doing it with tweezers. Really, I just give it to my husband and let him figure it out. But I really love baking, which is essentially just using a lot of setting powder on the areas that you get oily, greasy, shiny, or maybe you work in a kitchen, if you live somewhere it's really humid. This product is really good for all of those things. So it it absorbs any of that moisture. So instead of that like causing your makeup to look shiny, greasy, come off altogether, it absorbs into the setting powder. It also minimizes the appearance of blemishes and pores, which is also a plus. But I apply it just like that all over, and then I'll take the Unique fan brush and I'll just sweep away any of the excess. Because you don't want it to be piled on your skin. You just want a very fine layer of it. Just like so. Now, if you have dry skin, I would tell you to use the Prime to Set powder. It's going to be similar but a little different because this actually has a water-releasing technology in it. So it's actually going to help your makeup to expand and be more hydrated instead of dry and cakey and like flaky. So this is a good product for dry skin if you're wanting to set. So now for primer, I use about like a little less than a dime size, like 1.5 little pumps, and I'll dot it around my face and then I'll massage in. If you feel like if you feel like there's an area missing, I would put it on in that area too. I don't have the new eyeshadow palette yet, but I ordered it and it should be here soon. You don't have to wear setting powder, so there's a couple options. You can either wear setting powder and pressed powder like I do, but I have oily skin, or you could wear one or the other. If you were choosing between one or the other, I would say do the pressed powder instead, because this pressed powder has vitamin E infused in it and also shea butter, so it's going to be really hydrating for the skin. It also sets the makeup and also evens out your complexion. So say your foundation wasn't like the perfect match, now you can get the perfect match with using the pressed powder. So here I'm doing it on one side of my face. I'm wearing it in the shade Taffeta, and you can really see a huge difference on the finish of my skin. It doesn't look powdery or cakey, but it looks set. It looks done. So this is my favorite way to apply to set our makeup too. So I have oily skin, so I use both, but if you don't want to use 2 powders, which I don't blame you, sometimes that can be a lot on the skin. It doesn't feel like a lot, but I can get why you'd think so. I would do the pressed powder instead, and I would grab this brush, which I'll leave you guys the link to this in the comments when I get off my live. This brush is my favorite for applying it. It's not by Unique, but I'll give you the link. I know the palette. I'm so excited for the new palette, you guys. It is so pretty. It's like reds and browns and neutrals and like soft colors. So I feel like it's going to be really easy to use, and it's going to look good on every eye color because there's a color for everyone in there. Hello, hi Michelle. So if you have dry skin, I would skip the setting powder and just set with a pressed powder. So I would do foundation, concealer, pressed powder. Okay, so now let's contour and highlight because that really makes a difference. So we're gonna go in with a beachfront bronzer. The shade Sunset is still available by a miracle. Can't believe it's still available. So make sure you grab it ASAP. I actually grabbed a few of them myself because I don't want it to run out before I did. So make sure you grab that. It is only while supplies last. So once that's gone, it's gone. All right, so now for bronzer, I love applying with the tapered blusher brush. Wherever you put a contour is going to recede. Wherever you don't have anything at all or a highlight is going to pop forward. So we're kind of playing around with how the light hits our skin, and it's really flattering on, especially if you feel like your makeup is looking a little too light in certain areas. This is kind of an easy way to be able to play around with how your makeup looks without having to change your colors out. So with this, again, tapered blusher brush is super important. I know it's definitely hard to not get your makeup in your hair. You should get one of these. Excuse me. They're these little makeup erasers, these little cloths. I always keep one of these handy, and I'll just like take it through my hair when I'm done. You can get them on Amazon. Yay! Oh, I'm so excited for you, Barbara. All right, and then down the sides of the nose, underneath the lip, because what I said, wherever you put it, recedes. All right, so now for blush, we're going to do the shade Sisterly. Oh, no. It's finally almost gone. I don't know if I want to dump it in that. Let's do this. Oh. Hold on. Now I'm making a mess. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, you have on-hand products. Because let's open a new one. I always have a stock of my favorite products just in case. All right, new blush. Super excited. Did you guys know when you open your new blush, there's this little plastic? Take that off. Okay, Sisterly is the blush color we're going to use today. Let's put this away. Now I have blush everywhere. Okay, So, new blush, shade Sisterly Setting Powder Brush. Sorry I'm late. Can you use the new liquid foundation and the pressed powder on top for more coverage? Yes, Shelly, that's exactly what I did today. All right, so we're going to use the shade Sisterly and pop this on the apple of our cheek and work up to the hairline right above your bronzer. When you get new products, when you get a new blush or a new bronzer or a new pressed powder, the top layer, this goes for all makeup, the top layer of that product is going to be more pigmented than when you work that top layer off. It's because it's sealed so it doesn't break when it's being transferred and shipped and things like that. Again, this goes for all makeup. So some of the time when you get your pressed powder in the mail, I get people that tell me it's too dark, and I tell you guys to take, here's a little trick. Take your sponge that comes with it and work it over the top of it. That's why this is so dark. And then use it with your setting powder brush. Same thing with your blush or your bronzer. Take a little sponge, massage the top of it, not super hard, just really lightly, and then use it, because you're taking off that like factory, let's say glue for lack of a better word. It helps with like, so it doesn't break in transferring, like in shipping. This is something that I've learned over the years when, especially with the pressed powder, when I first used the shade Taffeta in the powder, I'm like, oh, this is way too dark on my skin. But I kept using it because I was like, I don't have any other pressed powder. And then the more I was using it, I was like, wow, now it looks so much lighter. I wonder why that is. Got my next pressed powder, same thing. It was super dark when I first got it. When I removed that top layer, I was like, oh, wow, now it matches. So, little tip for you. All right, so now for highlight, we're going to do the Touch of the Mode Luminizer in the shade Pearly on our tip and bridge of the nose, highest parts of the cheekbones, Cupid's bow. What are the cloths used? They're called, you can look them up on Amazon. I would just type in makeup cloth, makeup remover cloth, and that's what I use. You can also use them for your brushes too. All right, so now that our face is done, let's do our brows. All right, so I'm going to go in with the brow pencil in the shade brown, and this is the pencil that has the argan oil, vitamin E, and keratin infused in it, so it's actually helping your brows grow while you wear it, which I'll take some of that. But filling in your eyebrows does the most for your eyes. So if you have smaller eyes, hooded eyes, more sunken in eyes, this is really going to help because it lifts the whole eye, almost gives you like a little eye lift, and I'll show you guys the difference here in a second. Yes, I will find the link for you guys and I'll put it in the comments when I get off. When I'm no longer live, make sure that you comment something, a hi, hello, emoji, something. So that way when I get off, you guys will get alerted. So Facebook will be like, Rhea commented on her live video. And you'll know that's me giving you guys the links. Okay, so here I've done one side. Now click the little thumbs up if you see the difference in our eyes. See how this side looks so much more elevated than this side? We look like we have so much room for eyeshadow on this side versus this side. It looks much more structured. It just like elevates the whole left side of my face. Isn't that crazy? So filling in your brows, even if you're gonna go really, really light-handed and do it very soft and subtle, is still super, super important. I know many people are like, oh, I don't like doing my brows. I'm 109 years old. Still doing your brows will still make a big difference on the overall look of your face. And then if you're looking for a really, really easy product, the brow pencil I feel like is easy, but I feel like the pomade and powder is even easier. And it's the same kind of texture and idea. You're just gonna use an angled brush, something like this, to do it. So it's a little bit smaller, a little bit easier to use if you have smaller, lighter brows, which I'll use that in my next tutorial so you guys can reference how to use it. And then I'll use the little brush to blend that out, make it look super soft and natural. All right, so now for our eyeshadow today, we're gonna do a mixture of our liquid eyeshadow and our pressed powder. So the liquid eyeshadow is still on sale in the Eye Essential bundle, if you haven't seen that yet. The Eye Essential bundle is any liquid shadow, any mascara, any eyeliner. So for eyeliner, I like to do the eyeliner in the shade Perfect, which is just the black. And I'll apply this on the water lines. And it's super creamy, it stays on, it's only like 16 bucks all by itself, or you could get it on sale in, like I said, the Eye Essential bundle. And then top. And if I haven't mentioned this yet, if you haven't been color matched by me yet, if you want to try this makeup or try the foundation or try the concealer and you're not sure what color you are, just comment color match down below and I'll message you. All right, so now we're going to take the fluffy crease brush and going to take the shade Gingerly, which is right here. It's a retired color, but I'm using colors that remind me of the Addiction Palette 9. So if you love these colors, you need to get the Addiction Palette 9. It really is a stunning palette. If you love these colors, you're going to love Palette 9. Aw, thank you. Oh, I love that. It's so awesome. My favorite is when you guys comment or like message me and tell me how your husband has said like how good your makeup looks. When a man notices, I feel like we've really done it. You've really done it. All right, so we're taking that lighter brown, which again, we're pretending this is Addiction Palette 9, which is on sale in the October special with the fluffy crease brush. And then now we're gonna take the shade, we're gonna take the shade Fervent, which is still available, but again, there's a color that looks identical to this in the Addiction Palette 9. I'm gonna pop this on the corner of my eye, and now I'm gonna take my brush. See how my eyebrow goes up like this? I'm gonna make sure that my hand motions are going up like this. Even if that means you're only working, even if that means tapping. I'd rather you tap upwards than downwards. You don't want your eyeshadow below that lash line. Something else that's really, really gonna help is how you're holding your brush. If you're holding it like this, or even like this, your eyeshadow not only is gonna look really, really dark, but you're not gonna get as soft lines and it's not gonna look as blended. Using your hand towards the back really, really does make a big difference on how the overall look of your eyeshadow will be. I'm not using the new palette yet. I don't have it yet, but I've seen the new palette in person when I was up at corporate a few weeks ago, and these colors are very similar. So I wanted to give you guys kind of an idea and a reference sheet for eye looks that you're gonna get if you get the Addiction Palette 9. So make sure you order it ASAP. I have heard that they expect it to sell out, so definitely make sure you grab it sooner before later. All right, so now let's take a liner brush, and I'm gonna take that shade again, Fervent, and then underline the lower lash line. Something I did want to mention too, what's really cool about our eyeshadows is that the new palette has a primer infused into the eyeshadows. So not only do you get really awesome payout, but you're not going to experience that like that creasing or that like disappearing. Have you ever put on eyeshadow and it doesn't look like it's on? You're not going to get that with this. But it's also not overly pigmented, so that when you put it on, you're like, oh my goodness, I need to blend all this out. Okay. So now that we have that on, now let's take our liquid eyeshadow, and we're going to take it in the shade Willed, which is a really pretty, almost like a brick red. And I'm going to pop this on the rest of the eye. And like I had said, the liquid eyeshadows are on sale in the Eye Essential Bundle, and these are super easy to use. You want the cream shadow brush for application, and when you put them on, you just tap. Tap, 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 tap. One, they blend really well in with all other eyeshadows, and two, they don't crease, they don't smudge, they don't move. So if you have if you have hooded eyes or if you have a lot of fine lines and wrinkles, it's a really easy and good eyeshadow to have on hand. And then taking that fluffy crease brush and making sure it's really blended in that area. And then other side. And again, I'm wearing the shade Willed in the liquid eyeshadow right now. Which if you already have your liquid eyeshadows and you're getting the Addiction Palette 9, you should be stoked because all of those will go really, really well with that Addiction Palette 9. Seal that up using my cream brush, which again, in the October special, the upgraded version, you get any eyeshadow brush with your order. You can't go wrong with any of the eyeshadow brushes, and honestly, if you have smaller eyes, or if you're just kind of more on the newer side of putting eyeshadow on, these eyeshadow brushes are the best. They are not too overly like fluffy or big, so you get really nice application without it looking too intense. So if you're not stoked on your eyeshadow application, I really recommend to get these eyeshadow brushes from Unique. All right, now I'm taking the blending brush, and there's nothing on this. And I like to just take this with a little heavier of a hand and apply on this outside edge just to make sure it looks really soft, because you don't want to look like Mimi from the Drew Carey show. You want it to look a little softer and more blended. I said that the other day to somebody, I forget how old she was, and she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, you don't know what the Drew Carey show was? Ohio. She was like, I have no idea what you're saying. I'm like, oh my gosh, how old are you? Oh boy. And then I was at Costco the other day, and it says like on the little alcohol thing, it was like, you have to be born in 2000, what is it? 2000 to get non-ID'd or whatever. And I was like, 2000? Oh my gosh. Don't you love feeling old? All right, so here we have our eyeshadow. It's completely done. So let's go ahead and set our makeup, and then we're gonna do lashes and lips. Okay, setting spray on, super important to make sure that you're doing that step. It's not only gonna make your makeup look better, match better, but it also helps to prevent transferring. Very, very important step. And then like I said in the beginning of this, making sure that you're doing it before and after your primer is gonna be really important. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and let this dry. Thank you guys so much. Honestly, this is the perfect eye look if you have like family photos. It gives you kind of like that sultry vibe without being like overly, you know what I mean? Like you're still getting that like smoky eye without all the smoke. You guys get what I'm saying. Okay, so now lashes. We're gonna do first the lash primer. I always apply this first. It really, really helps with getting your lashes to be long. So if you have really short lashes, this is gonna be a really, really important product for you to get. So again, it's called the Lash Primer. Just base of the lash, it's white. So you kind of know where you put it, which is nice and convenient. And then here's a little pro tip. If you have really short lashes, take the twisted mascara and unscrew the very top, and you're gonna get this teeny tiny little brush. Apply from the base of the lash all the way up, and just do one little coat of this base of the lash, and then take it and then apply on the back side of the lashes. Do the other side. And the reason that we're using this small little wand first is because it's smaller, so you are less likely to get mascara all over your eyeshadow and all over your eyes. So now let's seal that back up, and now we're gonna take the bigger wand, and this is also the mascara that is 1 on sale in the Eye Essential Bundle, and 2, it has argan oil, keratin, and biotin infused in it, so it's actually helping your lashes grow while you're wearing it. I've seen the best results with this. I also use the Esteem Lash Serum every single night before bed. It's only like $25, I think, and it lasts like 9+ months. And you just apply that on your eyelashes and your eyebrows if you want, every night before bed, and then you rinse it off in the morning. Oh, dang it, Kristen, I'm sorry. Honestly, though, it's worth every single penny. I would buy that foundation over and over and over again. Even if it was like $60, I would still buy it. It is such incredible foundation. So again, like I was telling you guys before, if you haven't been color matched yet, make sure you comment color match down in the comments, and I will private message you. All right, so lashes, and now I'm going to take the teeny tiny little one and do the bottom, and this is my favorite mascara to use on the bottom lash. If you've been watching me for any amount of time, if you remember, I used to never do mascara on the bottom lash line because it would always leave marks on my under eye, so I just avoided it because it was annoying to me. This is the only mascara I can actually use on the bottom that doesn't smudge. It is so good at not transferring and not bleeding or giving you raccoon eyes or anything like that. It doesn't flake or anything. All right, so now I'm going in with the 4D mascara, which has the fibers infused in it, so it gives you really good volume. How do I get mascara not on my eyelids? One, doing the application that I said with using the small wand first, and then this. This is called the Gala Mirror by Fancy. I love this mirror because of how tall and tilted it is, so it really helps to kind of elevate your lashes away from your eyes. I'll give you guys a link to this right now in the comments. It's called the Gala. It is the best investment. It's less than $40 when you use my code RAYA15. It's so good. And then here, let me write it again with the code. So that's where it is. And then use code RAYA15. That's where you can get it. And it's called the Gala. And it has storage, has an LED light. So good. All right. Let me throw on my lip liner really fast. And color in just a little bit. Okay. Now we got to do the fun part. Okay, so excuse me. Unique launched a bunch of new lipsticks and then also brought back some old favorites. One of these colors is the shade Well To Do. This was my personal favorite lipstick. I used it for like 5 straight years. Sorry, my hair is bothering me. 5 straight years. It was like my go-to lip look. Unique even knew me for this color. Like when they retired it, I got an email from the CFO. She was like, I'm really sorry we're retiring your color. I'm like, no, you're ruining my life. Just kidding. But they brought it back. I'm like, do you guys love me or what? They brought back the color Well To Do, and I'm going to show you how gorgeous it is. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go in with the shade Minted, which is a newer matte color. And it's been around for a little bit. You guys, I'm sure you've seen me use this. So we're going to use Minted on. Okay. I'm going to use my finger to blend that out. And then okay, Minted is on. And then we're going to use my favorite lipstick in the shade Well To Do. So like I had said, Well To Do, Affluent, and Loaded, those 3 colors, those are all available in the October special. And then there's 3 new colors that I ordered. I can't wait to do like a color swatch for you guys. They're so pretty. Look at this color. Okay, so the other thing that I love about this lipstick, the creamy lipsticks, it's almost bizarre how good they stay on your lips. They stay for hours and hours and hours and hours. For being like just a lipstick, it's the most, I don't know what they put in this lipstick to make it stay, but it's so good at holding on your lips. The other thing that I love about the creamy line is that it's creamy, it's hydrating. It doesn't make your lips look cracked or dry or anything. You can layer them on top of any lipstick color. You can put lip gloss on top. The October special is what you want to grab. You get 2 lip products. You can do the creamy lipsticks, you can do the matte lipsticks, or you could do the Hottie Lip Plumper, which I love this for getting that really gorgeous plump effect to your lips. And they also brought back for a limited time the shade Refreshed, which is the mauve nude color of the Hottie Lip Plumper. It's so pretty on. I swatched it for you guys yesterday. I also swatched 3 of the 6 of the new creamy lipsticks. So watch the replay on that from yesterday if you want to see that. But definitely grab your lip kits, which a lip kit is like a lipstick and a lip gloss. So pretty. Get the shade Well To Do. You will not regret it. It looks good on everyone. It's so flawless. And also the shade Affluent. Affluent is super gorgeous. No, Hottie Lip Plumper doesn't really lighten it because it's just a clear gloss, but what it does, it has peppermint oil in it, so it actually plumps up your lips. It makes them look super plump. It doesn't burn. It doesn't have like that. It has like a very slight tingle. That's it. It feels good, honestly. So definitely grab your Hottie Lip Plumper. The shade Refreshed is also like a color, plus it gives you that plump effect. But super pretty. I'm wearing, let's just call it palette 9 with the liquid eyeshadow in the shade Willed. on my eyes. So that was the whole tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know if you guys need help being color matched. I'll go ahead and leave you guys the link to those little makeup wipes and also my pressed powder brush in the comments after I get off here. Let me know if you guys need anything, and grab the October special before that palette 9 disappears. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.